Hello, and thank you so much for joining us here on Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage with us on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE, or via our phone number, which is 0746999841. I'm not alone in studio. I'm with Irene Mbobushebi, a wife, a mother, a church leader. I can say that she is a woman leader. So thank you so much for joining us. And today we're going to talk about an interesting topic, a topic that I know affects many ladies out there. And I'll just ask you this question. Are you an independent woman? And what do you understand by the term an independent woman? That is what we're going to tackle here today. And Irene Mbobushebi will help me dissect that issue. Welcome, Irene Mbobushebi.
Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Yes, just a word to our viewers before we delve into our today's topic.
Thank you so much, viewers. We love you as usual, and we are so happy that you're still there. God bless you.
Well, so today, Irene, we're going to talk about an independent woman. I know this is a topic that we've met in different occasions.
Yes, sure.
Unasikia that wanawake wa siku hizi wako independent. But what exactly is an independent woman in a layman's language?
I would say an independent woman is a woman who is all round. And when I talk about all round, I'm talking about this woman who is has her abilities and can do everything with all the confidence that she needs to have. And this is a woman who cannot be complaining about other people in terms of maybe her insecurities, of her failures. So she's this woman who is all round in terms of she can support herself, her emotions. Let me talk about that. And any other thing that comes her way. So she knows where she's weak, that is her weaker points, her insecurities, and also she believes in her abilities.
And there is a term which I know that many women or many people out there confuse a single lady and an independent lady. I think that they have had times to differentiate between the two. What is the difference between a single lady and an independent lady?
I think I would just say a single lady is this lady who is not married. And then I've just talked about an independent woman. So when you talk about a single lady, I know, as you're saying, so many people have confused this, being single and being independent, because we feel that when we are not married, nobody is there to question whatever we are doing. So we tend to think that we believe so much in our abilities, as I've just said, and so it makes us feel that we are independent. But I would rather say that I've just said a woman who is independent is a woman who is all round. And when I talk about all round, I'm talking about everything looks or is satisfied inside that woman, because I know when you talk about single ladies, there's something that is just a little bit of missing. And when I say this, I know somebody is saying that you want to tell us that those people who are married are satisfied. They might not be satisfied, but that is the intention of God, that every woman, every man finds a wife, or a woman finds a husband. You see, so if you are in that level, according to me, I would feel like there's something that is just a little bit of missing. And so when I'm describing an independent woman, I don't want to just put you there, though I know there are those women who are single and they feel that everything is okay. But looking at it from the view that I have is that you really need to be complete in every area of your life. And so when somebody thinks that you are single and so you are independent, I tend to think there is something that is still missing. And as we delve much more into the conversation, I know you're going to understand what we're talking about.
And based on what you've just defined difference between a single lady and an independent woman, what exactly makes a woman independent?
What makes a woman independent is when this woman knows where her weaknesses are, where her insecurities are, and she's ready, to go forth and, meet these things head on, unlike, because when we talk about a single woman, we know that there are things that maybe are making her feel, I don't want to get married. because I know maybe those women who are married are going through this and this and this.
Yes.
So if you are in this position where you feel those people who are married are going through this and this, and you can't face that same situation, then I would say that maybe you are not independent. And so when I'm talking about an independent woman, I'm talking about that woman who knows that these are the weaknesses, or these are my strong points, and I know how to go about them. I've just talked about emotions as well. I know women, we have a problem with our emotions, but we know that there are those women who have dealt with their emotions so well, such that they really know when they reach a certain point, they know that this point now I really need to recede so that I don't go past this area. You know, so it means you can handle your emotions as much as there are things that overwhelm us. You know that you can handle them. So this is a woman who faces her weaknesses, insecurities, and inabilities in whatever way, so that she's productive in whatever area she's supposed to be productive. You know, because we know that some of us, when it comes to other areas, we try to dodge so that we are not there. And you know, the moment you dodge it, it means you'll not accomplish it. You'll not satisfy it. You'll not be successful in that area. But that woman who is independent is that woman who knows these are my weaker points and I can go for them, and there's something I'm going to do about it.
Well, as you continue the discussion on independent woman, I will also ask your viewer, what do you understand by the term an independent woman, and what exactly defines an independent woman? You can send your views or your question concerning the topic and what Irina just mentioned via our phone number, which is 0746 999 841, or via our social media platforms, that is Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. So Irene, many people will say that an independent woman is a woman or a lady who is financially stable. What is your take on this?
If you're financially stable, I think you fulfill one area of your life. But not just being financially stable will, you know, even do away with your weak areas, you know. So if you're financially stable, I know there are things you can achieve. There are things you're not going to just achieve because you're financially stable.
Yes.
There are other things that will not be accomplished just with your money. So there is something else that you need to do. So if you're just looking at financial stability as the only thing that is going to make you be an independent woman, then I think you're losing it. Because there are those areas. And I know sometimes we try to use money to run away from the truth. But you know, it means it will reach a point where even money will also run away from you, because it feels you've used it a lot in terms of trying to run away from the truth. Yes. So what is here is, as I've just said, an independent woman is that woman who is going forth. And, you know, whatever weak areas she knows that she is in, she can, you know, get there and come out with something. So it means somebody who is financially stable, you can use your money up to a certain level, and then you find there's that level that you cannot go beyond. Yeah. But if you're going to be somebody who knows this is my weak area, and let me just put my money aside a little bit and face this situation, you know, you'll accomplish something. And then we'll term you as an independent woman. But the moment you still feel it is just about money, my friend, it will come a point where that money is there and there's nothing that you can do with it. Because you didn't learn. Because we know if you want to do something, you can fail several times, but you still come up and do this thing so that you accomplish it successfully. So if you're this kind of person that whenever something comes in, you want to use money and then this thing is gone, know that there comes a time when that money will not fulfill this. So what am I talking about? I know there are people who maybe we have even in our places of work or even at home, you are in this family and you are financially stable, so everybody like bows unto you because, you know, whatever you say, everybody will do it. But it will come a time when people think we've bowed enough. And now where we are, I think it's not about bowing. We have to face this person. And she has to tell us what is it that is going to come out of it. So, you know, that point, you find that everybody has looked at it and felt, yes, you're financially stable, but we would want to see the real you. So money sometimes helps us to a certain level, and it will not go beyond what we think it can go beyond. So even if you're financially stable, I would rather try to put that money aside and see these challenges that are here, that you've never accomplished by yourself, but you've always thought that it is money that can do it, so that we go about doing it. I remember I used to live with somebody whom, kwa sababu you have somebody to pay so that they can do whatever you want, especially let me talk about the house chores. Yeah. You feel like this person you're paying has to do this thing. So there comes that time when huyu house girl ambayo unamlipa anatoroka all of a sudden. You don't have another one. Na kumbe wewe huwa ni mdomo tu. Hata hiyo kufua you cannot. Hata kupika. So you know your family will be looking at you like, okay, so, and you find that you literally you just can't do it. So you see, it's not just about money. You might have money, lakini the personnel to do this thing alafu umlipe hakuna. I remember there was also another family ambao walikuwa wanaona they just have money to do everything. So even if somebody maybe is dead in the neighborhood, like, okay, we know African setup, the only thing they'll do is send money there. They'll never appear.
Yeah.
So there comes this time when one of them is dead. And you know, people always look at this thing. Yes, they'll receive your money. But there comes a time when, nakumbuka wakisema, okay, they just came. Those boys ambao huwa wanachimba mkaburi, you know them. So they just came, na huyu jamaa si kama kawaida, akafurahi, akawapea pesa.
Yeah.
Walipopewa hiyo pesa, waliweka hiyo pesa hapo na hizo jembe. Na wakasema, tunataka hizo pesa zitengeneze kaburi. And they went. So these boys were here with the money and the jembes. What was going to happen? Nothing.
Yeah, true.
So if you can't be going even in the neighborhood to see what is going on there simply because you have money, you can be showering them with money. I tell you, there comes a time when you'll need them. Hata kama hizo pesa zimejaa hapo hawatachukua.
Yeah.
You see. So what we are saying, okay, we are talking about this independent woman, but I'm trying to bring home some point that you know what, it comes to a point where money is not applicable. So even as much as we can be financially stable, let us reach out. Let us know where our weak points are. Let us know what is my fear in my life.
Yeah.
Can I face it? So that it's not just about money. Kwamba nikiona kuna kitu huwa inaniletea uoga ninaweka pesa hapo and then it is solved. No. So women, please don't just feel that it is just financial stability that will make you go far.
And we understand that Kenya was ranked among the countries with the highest number of single mothers, especially. And many attribute single parenthood, especially in the side of women, to being independent in terms of money, because a lady will say that I can afford this, I can afford that. Why do I need a man? I only need a child or maybe children, and then I can support them on my own.
Yes.
What do you say about this?
Yeah, it's not bad if that's what they choose to do, but I know. I know these are some of the things that we cannot tell, and this is why I'm saying you, if you are an independent woman, you are this woman who can face your fears, you can face your insecurities. But these are fears and insecurities that are deep inside us that we don't tell people. So we usually show people what our money can do, what, you know, I think I can do because I have this. But the reality of everything, we don't put it out. And when it comes out, it is like now we are at a point where we just need people's sympathy. I would not want us to go that far. Yes, we know that there are these women who have said that, okay, at the end of the day, I'm working, I have money, I can get a husband, or let me say, what do they call them? I don't know if this is a boyfriend who can give me a child, or
baby daddies.
Yes, baby daddies. Yeah,
yes,
whatever they call them. And then, or I can go for, I'm told there's artificial insemination for women.
Yes.
So I can go for this and then I get my children if I want to. But, you know, this was not the intention of God. And nobody would tell me that they can run away from this truth.
Yeah.
This is something that as much as we can say that, yes, I'm satisfied, there's something that is always missing. Because it is not you who did put that void there. God did put it. And so it needs to be covered or to be satisfied in a way. So you find that as much as you can have all these things, there comes a time when you feel like you would be like that family that has the husband as well. So I know when we think in our own minds and as we see ourselves, we feel that we are good to go. But in reality, now this reality is what I'm talking about in terms of I can face my fears. So that fear that you always hide in your bedroom when you come out, you know, every time you come out, people would see you as this strong woman, this woman who is stable financially and everything. But I know when you're back in your bedroom, there's something that happens. Yeah. So I would rather that fear you face it. Because what is the reason why you don't want to maybe live with this husband? It is because you don't want to be responsible over 1, 2, 3 things. Or you feel that there is something that men are doing to women that you don't want to be done to. But what I'm saying is, if you're that independent woman who is strong enough, please, can you go there and see what is this? And how can even my intellect help me to overcome it? Kwa sababu siwezi shindwa. I'm this person who has gone to school. I have everything. I have the finances. Kwa nini tu kama mwanaume anishinde? So that I cannot even live with him. You know, and sometimes you are this person who is over so many big men out there. Why is it that you can't just stay with a single one at home? So it means there is something that you're missing, and this is the fear that you need to face. So yes, as much as we have single women, I know it is this thing that people are thinking, when I'm learned enough, I have enough money, I can just have children and then nothing will happen. You know, even these children, there's something they're going to miss, even in the society. Yeah, you've met those children ambao wakati mwingine ukisikia other children are talking about the way they went out with their dad and their mom, and there's that one who is just bitter. Unajua pengine hawezi sema, lakini akisikia wenzake wana discuss about this, there's something that eats that child in the inside. You see, and this thing will bring something in the society in the near future. Kwa sababu hakuna kitu huenda tu hivyo. Ukiona huyu mtoto kuna kitu ana dump ndani mwake na anaficha pia yeye. Those are insecurities ambazo nani atazirevisit kuona kwamba anaweza kuzitackle. Inakuwa kwamba time imepita, tayari these things are with this child, amezificha ndani, nafika mahali anataka azitoe, it is too late, you see. So this is where we start finding some ills in the society that we even don't know how to deal with. You see, so and it started with the mother who did realize that mimi niko independent as they think. Sasa naeza run everything, not the man in my life. You see, and so when you do this, that's the reason why we are saying you are not independent, because you're even raising children ambao watakuwa watu ambao they are misfits in the society. So at the end of the day, are we really independent? We've not achieved something that we really needed to achieve. And so at the end of the day, we'll be blaming these 1, 2, 3 people. And that's why I was saying an independent woman is that person who is not going to blame others for her failures. So if you're going to fail because you didn't raise these children in the way that was supposed to be, then it is about you. But you'll find that you're blaming, even some people blame the teachers at school, because unapata huyo mtoto hawezi respond vizuri kwa maybe male teachers, because yeye nyumbani amezoea mama yake peke yake. So when it comes to the male teachers, he's like, or she's like, apana, mimi hiyo area sijafika. So utaanza ku blame teachers. You don't know how to handle my child. I don't know how to do. Inaanza nyumbani. You see, there are other things ambazo mtoto atakuwa nafanyia wenzake. Wakijaribu kumapproach ili wamsaidie, unaona haiwezekani. Ni kwa sababu roots zake hazimwalao kufika ile area. So that is something that you're saying, it is a failure in your life, and you're going to blame other people, the government, you know, everybody that is coming in touch with your children, but it is not about these people. It is about you. So you are not an independent woman as much as we think.
Yes, since you can attribute the high rate of single parenthood in the country to being independent, especially in this case you're talking about women, because ni wanawake sana sana siku hizi ambao tunaona they have decided to be independent. And as you've just mentioned, the church, the person who started marriage is God. So the stand of the church is that in a family there should be a father and a mother. What is your stand as a church? Because I understand you're a church leader in ensuring that we don't end up with a society which is raising children as single parents.
I think our stand is just as God did want it, or God did plan it to be. That is, a husband or a boy will leave the parents, the girl will leave the parents, and then they'll come together and they'll make a family. And so we know that there are things that we can call out of the line that come in. As a church. We've experienced this. But what we try to do as a church, because you know sometimes it's somebody's decision, and this is something that even God didn't want to touch into so much, and that's why you say the Bible tells us that God gives you a free will. You choose. And your choosing will give you two very basic things in your life. You will either get a curse or a blessing. So for God, we only have two things. So it is translated either death or life, you see. So it is somebody's decision. But as a church, our stand remains the stand of God. That is, a man should hook up to the man, to the woman, you see. So if there are things that will make this man and woman maybe not want or not be able to stay together, those are the issues that we need to address. You see, and find out why. So when it comes to single women, maybe these mothers who have, I know there are several locations that would land us into being single. Some of this is maybe the husband died, or you started a relationship that was not very good, and then there's something that got into you na umeshindwa vile unaweza kuisahau. So you find yourself single, as it might be. But all this, when we as a church would want to address what is the root cause of all these things, I think we'll end at a place where we are starting to reduce the number of the single mothers in terms of the morals that we are having, so that we don't look at just a single woman as an independent woman, so that we feel that because somebody has money, because somebody is stable financially, this person has to be single. So we need to really teach people from the church level that, you know what, money is not everything. So we give them the right morals, which will help them face their weaknesses in themselves. And this will help them to know that as much as I might be running away from the truth that I have to stay with this man, I need to stay with him because I have this and this within me. You know, you have a bank of what you need. So, you know, it will not be something that pushes you away in terms of, I think I'm not ready, I think I'm not up to the game, so I cannot live with a man. But what is within you will propel you to know that as much as I might have weaknesses here and there, what I have within me is enough to sustain me through the challenges that I'm going to face, so that I'm not that person that feels I'm independent because I'm single, nobody comes into my life and questions what is going on. But I know that as much as this person will question what is in me, I have what it takes to counter whatever things that are going to happen. You see, so when we start teaching people from this moral point of view that it is possible and we can do it because we have the everything that it takes so that we can face the situations, I think as a church we'll be doing them good, so that we start reducing these numbers even from the church. But we've found out that even in the church, this is where some of us are encouraging this. You know, because they are telling you that, you know, you need to be financially stable. So the only thing they're talking to you is the financial stability.
And not how to manage your
not how to manage
family stable.
And all your failures and weaknesses. You know, that is what we call the truth. And this is what Jesus gave people. He told people the truth. And once the truth is within you, it really helps you to counter so many things. And that truth is the wisdom that we are talking about. So this wisdom will help you to know that whatever position I am in, I'm ready and I'm up to the game, that whatever comes my way, I can face it. You see. So these numbers will start reducing even from the church, and we'll be producing the right people in the society. And we know the generation to come will be the best generation, will not be having so many single mothers that we're having for the wrong reasons. We can maybe just have them because of the right reason, because we know even when the morals were still okay, we were having these single ladies, you know, and it was because of the right reason. But now we are having them for the wrong reasons. We even see parents lamenting out here. My girl amekataa kabisa kuolewa. Amefika 34, amefika 38, amefika 40, hajaolewa. Sasa mother ameshinda kwa kanisa akiomba kila siku. What did we do? Even as mothers, what were we teaching our children? I know we've been talking about women empowerment so much here. But as we empower our children, we did say, let us tell them what empowerment really means. And in fact, when we're talking about empowerment, we're also talking about somebody who can also face his or her weaknesses, in this case a woman, her weaknesses, you know, and overcome them. That one will be more empowered. You are not just empowered in one level and then we say you are empowered. If you are empowered all round, then you are empowered enough.
Well, thank you, Irene. Let's take a short commercial break, but the conversation will be continuing, and you can still continue engaging with us via our social media platforms. That is Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TVKE. Our phone number is 0746 999 841. My name is Rida Karim Chebet and I'm with Irene Mumbo-Bushebi, and our topic today is an independent woman. Stay tuned.
Information, knowledge, astute expert analysis.
Kalonzo leo ako hii side, kesho ako hii side, even to his children at home. they're really wondering, what does my father stand for?
Kutokuwa na msimamo ni kitu mbaya sana. Kutokuwa na msimamo ni kitu mbaya sana. Ni kitu mbaya sana.
Never implemented because of the confusion that arose because of the handshake stories.
Lakini mzee amekanyanga polepole akuja kupitia ukiwa bado kwa barabara.
I wouldn't say that, because I would go with what Deputy President himself said when he was unveiling regarding Gachagua, because it will be putting words in his mouth.
Credible and authoritative insight in news and leadership auditing.
Right, welcome on board. My name is Rida Kering Chabet.
Get the latest financial and business information.
The only challenge we have now is about the hike of the prices of food, whereby when you come like the oil we have now, the price is too high for us.
Hoteli lazima iwe na changamoto zake, sababu ukiona saizi ni wakati tumekuwa kwa corona ndio imeisha, sasa hivi vitu zimepanda. So for us to maintain ile quantity, it's now a problem for us. So we have to add some prices to other things, or we have to reduce the quantity.
That will open your acumen on sound investment in the largest and most developed country in Eastern and Central Africa.
I swear to God, I love Kenya.
I guess I tell all fellow Kenyans to just, be in love and respect love and the place it plays in our lives.
TV will never be the same again. It will be better.
Really appreciate CA and also our viewers. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Maisha!
Introducing the award-winning TV station, Maisha TV, Kenya's fastest growing TV.
There is a saying, behind every great man is a great woman. But there is a divide, a gap, a separation. It's about acknowledging the unseen efforts, the disparity, and expectations. Support. What does it mean to have support? To give support? To live without support? It's time that support goes both ways. Because beside every great man is a great woman. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. Welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime Women Talk here on Maisha Television. This is where real women engage, and today we are engaging about an independent woman. And my name is Rida Kering Chebet. I'm not alone in studio. I'm with Irene Mumbo-Bushebi. She is a wife, she is a mother, and also she is a church leader. Engage with us on our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. So Irene, before we went for a break, you tackled a little bit about empowerment. And we've seen the society and the country as all is pushing for women empowerment. But then when we empower them, you find that they become independent, and that is where everything is messed up.
Yeah.
Where do you think that we are doing wrong by empowering women who eventually ruin their marriages, ruin their lives?
I think what we need to do as a society is, when we talk about empowerment, let us not just talk about one area of empowerment, because I know the much more we've been talking about empowerment is this woman who has been taken to school, and then she secures a job, and then, she becomes the best in the society. This area of marriage, it's like we push it away. We don't want to talk about it. And I think it is an oversight, because we did think that this child as a girl, as she's being raised, this issue of marriage and family is something that she gets from her background, that wherever she's coming from, these people are a family. And so they instill the family bit of the requirement of empowerment into the child. But you find that even as a family, we've stopped doing this. Because today, we find that our children, we just make sure they go to school, we also go job. And once we go job, it's like we care so much about, umefanya homework, teacher alisema, later inaitwa hiyo kitabu ya kusaini after mtoto ashafanya homework, So we are so much concerned about them going to school, but we don't show them much about their home and what the family is all about.
Yeah.
And sometimes we even forget that they also need to learn, or they are already learning from us. So we do things that are disturbing in terms of family setup, but we think they are not seeing, or even if they see, it doesn't matter to them. Yes. What matters to them is the school. And so even at school, we find that the teachers that we are also having, and also the syllabus and all this stuff, maybe it doesn't touch so much into this family thing. We dwell a lot into career building and, all this stuff, the job and the people you're going to meet when you go job, and you see how to interact with them, office etiquette, and so these are some of the things that we are learning. But if we are going to stop it at that, you find that nobody takes care of this. Even the church, we are concerned about these children learning more about what did Jesus say, and when we talk about this, we relate it to the school work and what they are asked in their religious, questions and all that. So, everybody concentrates into what gets into this child into from the intellectual point of view. But the family point is not tackled by nobody. So this child grows knowing that everything is about the books, about intellect, about job, about flying out abroad, and you see. So this is what we put in them, and for sure that is what they're going to do. So even after school and after attaining everything they've attained, they only want to show their might in terms of what they've achieved by schooling and jobbing, and you see. So any other thing, you try to bring them in this area, they're like, what are you talking about? We don't understand that. Nobody ever told us about. And if there is anything we did see about this, it was not pleasing to us. Because my mother and father used to fight every other day. And maybe they were not there for us. Most of the time, they would check on us just a little bit, they are gone. We didn't even realize what they are doing here. Because most of the time, there are other people who are handling us. And those people who are handling us are also handling us as our toto, our dosi.
Yes.
So, we are put there, we know nothing about family. So if there is anything we have to do, maybe we have to go out. Na tukipelekwa huko out, tunapelekwa kwa zile games za watoto. And the parents, we even don't know what they are doing. Maybe wamekaa hapo wanakunywa wine. Kwa hivyo watoto wanatakana waende wacheze na huko kabisa, wasisonge hapa. So, and even if we come, what we see them doing is not something that will accommodate us. So we would rather just go back play. So you see, the family thing, nobody is putting it into, consideration. Everybody is thinking, watoto intakana wasome. Wakisha soma, watapata kazi gani? Because you see, nowadays we're even called to school. Can we come and choose the career that we want for our children, the subjects that we think are suitable for them? This is what we are doing. See, kwamba tukuje shule, we even sit in a forum with the children and discuss what is it that happens between a mother and a father, and do we have such forums? Who will allow it?
No,
because we are thinking, there's somebody who was saying, is it not too early? Sometimes we start talking to them about this and they're still at school and they don't need to know this, and then wataijua wapi? So you see, it is like this thing is not accompanied into the empowerment thing that we're talking about.
Thank you for that point. A very good point there. And is an independent woman a turn off to men or to a man, because may say that mwanaume anapenda kuwa provider, anapenda mwanamke depend kwake for those stuffs, kumrembesha, kumnulia 1 2 3, kufanya kila kitu. But then mwanamke akijiweza, do you think that they become a turn off, as in mwanaume ataki?
I think that would just be a little bit of an oversight. Kwa sababu, I think if my wife, let me say I'm a man, if my wife has to provide this thing or she takes care of herself, the only thing I need to do is to also make sure that what I need to provide for her, I provide for her. Kwa sababu for us ladies, one thing that is key is, pesa ya mwanaume ni tamu. Whether you have much or you have, that is what is with us. And I think that is God made, as in we can't just put it away from us. As you're saying, the man is the provider. So as much as huyu mama anaweza kuwa na everything, wewe na hiyo yako hata kama unafikiria ni kidogo, keep on doing what you need to do.
Sasa ukitaka kununua kitu fika ashanunua.
Hakuna shida, si yako pia iko tu hapo. Hata kama ataiwacha hapo, the fact remains umefanya na wewe umesikia uko satisfied, nimeshainunua. You see, ingawaje pia we've been addressing our women that what, it's very good to recognize when your man does something. And especially when umekutana na yeye na unapata pengine you are more independent, as we would think, independent in quotes, I would want to say this, kwa sababu I'm empowered and I have enough money. So you didn't know this when you are getting into this relationship. So hata akileta kitu substandard, tayari chukua tu, maana kama umu-accept akiwa substandard vile yako. Because if he is not having the money enough for you, but you still accepted him, it is because you realize you need him. So whatever he comes with, that is a package. Ile kitu ulikubali ndio hiyo pia. So I know sometimes men would go out there and they want to buy something. And their problem is they really don't know how to get the right thing, or, so they'll bring you something. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is to appreciate, because he's done something. So, once, because it is just appreciation away. The moment una appreciate, yeye atafeel, amefanya kitu poa. Hata kama inawezekana si poa, but wewe umesha appreciate. Umejua yeye penye yako ako satisfied. You see? So this is the only thing you need to do. You don't need so much. Because bure kweli vile unasema, if a man feels that he doesn't provide, or whatever he's providing is not enough for this woman, he feels like, demoralized in a way. So for you not to let this man feel like, because automatically ikianza kuja hivyo with that demoralization, kuna consequences. Kuna vile atataka kukuonyesha he's the head. So don't let us get into that, because the only thing you need to do is to appreciate. Why don't you just appreciate? Take that thing to be valuable to you. Kwa sababu unajua huyu jamaa pengine hajiwezi kufika standard yako, lakini ile ameleta, can't you just say thank you? Appreciate it from the depth of your heart, because as I've said, you did accept him as little as he is in terms of finances. So accept that, and it will add value to your marriage and your life.
And some say that empowered and independent women, let me put in quote, wale ambao wana pesa tend to be rude. Do you agree with this?
Women tuko na shida. The moment ninakushinda kidogo, huwa tunakaa shida kidogo. But I know if we can be addressing the moral part of us, hiyo haitakuwa shida kubwa. So what we need to do also, women, is let us realize that it is within us, kwa sababu we were meant to be just a little bit under this men. But if we find ourselves just overboard, it makes us feel like so we are better. And if we are better, we want to carry everything with us. Kwa hivyo tunataka kukuonyesha kwamba hata sisi tunaweza kuwa juu yako. But women, we know that as much as we would want to do that, that was still not the intention of God. Yes, God wants us to be equal as human beings, yes, but there are areas where God did purpose it that we have to be just a little bit under them. So even if you have all that you feel is better, and so you tend to have that pride kwamba wewe uko juu yake, utaharibu ndoa. And that is why most people say that now I don't need a man, you know, those people who have men being you know, they have to be accountable into so many things. And these are the fears that I was saying. So if you can't do something so that you counter that fear, then no, kwamba you are not independent. So for you to be independent, as much as inaweza kuwa kwamba you have a lot or you have much more, don't carry that pride with you, because it will make you not be an independent woman as you wanted to be, because at the end of the day that marriage will not work. The moment you show that pride to your husband or to the man, as you did say, it is an off thing that when a man sees this, is like, okay, if this girl or this girl or this lady is independent, let me not go for that. Let us not make them reach that point. We can be these people who are here, but we know we are there in reality. But we are trying to achieve something so that we become the really independent women that we would want to be. Because if you are not going to achieve this, then it means you are not independent. Kwa sababu mtu independent ni mtu ambaye anaweza kabiliana na all the fears that are with her mpaka aone ame succeed.
And we have children currently who are being raised under this society which believes that you're supposed to go to school, get a job and be independent. How can we avert this? How can we reverse this in order to install in them those values that you're supposed to have a family, you're supposed, if you're a lady, you're supposed to be submissive to your husband. Let me use that term.
Yes. I think as a family, we know what we need. Hata these other families ambazo saa zingine tunajidanganya kwamba now our life has changed. Kuna vile tulilelewa and we know this was the best. Though now we are trying to up our game in terms of the standard of the society. And in fact, something I did say is an independent woman is somebody who is not just dictated by the society. And when I'm talking about this, is like we want to go like the society wants us to go, not like we know is we are supposed to go. That is the morals that we need to have. So there are these families ambazo walitu raise, and we know what is good for a family. So what we need to do is, even before somebody else shows our children what to do, at home we need to be an example to them, because we know children learn so much when they copy something, you see. So if we are going to do something, we need to do something that when it gets to our children, we know that is going to help them to copy the right thing or to do the right thing later. So as a family, let us have that family unit where whatever we are doing is instilling the right morals into this. You know, I think I was talking to another lady yesterday, and she was telling me that the daughter has refused to get married. She feels she's empowered, she has money, she has everything. And so I was telling her, you know, you need to talk to this girl up to a level where you can even ask her, haven't you seen my marriage, me and your father, looking good? Don't you think you have something that you can emulate from us? Don't you think you feel you need something that was at your place and you can take it to your place in terms of the way you see we used to relate, me and your dad, you see, and you did see something good? Because I know kitu kizuri hata watoto wanajua ni kizuri. So when they see you relating well with the father or the husband, they'll want it. You see, so they'll feel, hata mimi ningependa kuwa na husband alafu anitreat vile daddy alikuwa na treat mami. But now, if your home was a battlefield, for God's sake, really, how do you expect that girl to go and look for a man? Anajua anatafuta mtu mwenye anakuja kumpiga, anakuja kuharibu. Yani this woman who akiamka asubuhi anafikiria usiku itafika saa ngapi, ikiwa usiku anafikiria asubuhi itakuwa saa ngapi. So if this girl was raised in this kind of family, I don't think that girl would want to have a family. So these morals, we start them from home. And even in the setup of even the school, we've seen instances where unapata hata kuna ile female-male relationship between the teachers na ina overflow mpaka inafika kwa watoto. unapata maybe the husband of this teacher has come, or the wife, kuna commotion kwa shule.
Yes.
You know, such things makes children feel, kumbe kunaendanga hivi. And then they shut that door. So every level of us in the society, please, let us remember that there are people that we are raising. There are people that are looking unto us. So whatever we are doing, can we do it right? Na tena, the society should also be answerable to every person. Because whatever we do in the society, we know that is going to affect our children. So these morals, as much as we are not going to sit in a class and say, this is a class of teaching children how to become husbands and wives, I don't think maybe we're going to have that class. But we can have it in the society, we can have it in our family, we can have it right there in the school, when the children even see how male teachers relate to female teachers, you know, in terms of, they put the distance knowing that this is somebody's husband, this is somebody's wife. And when this happens, unapata kwamba watoto wanajua, this is an institution that is respected. This is an institution that makes somebody anakuwa anaheshimika. Lakini ukiwa ule, hey, Tom, Dick and Harry, where children are, you know, you are teaching them something that is also not right. So other children will want to get into marriage because they did see what was happening at school, which was not even the right thing, and then they end up doing exactly what they did see. I'm not saying it happens at school. I know some teachers will take me out of a point, but that is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that wherever you are in the society, please can you instill the right morals into our children? Because, you know, they are learning from you. What are we doing? And even the church, when I'm talking about this, I know the church is also there. There are pastors who are now messing up with people's wives.
Yeah, true.
There are people's wives who are messing with pastors. So when you are doing this, and this commotion comes into the church, because nimejua kuna churches zingine zimekuwa stormed na mambo ikaendelea ambayo haifai, kuna watoto. They know what is going on.
Yeah.
So what are we teaching them? What is it? You know, when you do this, in our local churches around here, wakati mwingine watu wanaenda zikesha, wanaenda kwa nyumba, and things that happen, and there are children there, ati wameenda kuchapa ngoma, so they are seeing what is happening, my friend.
Disco matanga.
Yes, disco matanga in church. So if these are what we are going to do, please, let us even not give back to those children, because we are going to bring a society that we can't even handle ourselves. So please, whatever we are doing, as much as maybe we can't have this being taught just, because I believe even marriage, hauwezi fundisha mtu ABCDs a marriage. Marriage, you get into it with what you have, itakusaidia. As challenges come, you overcome it. 1, 2, 3, you know. So what these children need to know is they need to copy what they did see happening. So that should be making a foundation within them, so that whatever challenge comes, they can face it with what is already a foundation within them.
Yes, and based on the points that you've mentioned since we start this topic, an independent woman, do you encourage women to be independent? Because we've seen in some instances where men have decided to tell their wives to stay home and be housewives because they understand that wanawake wana kiburi wakishakuwa independent. And when I talk about independent in this context, I'm referring to being independent in terms of money. You'll find that mwanamke hata kumsikia mwanaume, you'll find that even she will want to be the head of that home. Do you support women to be independent?
Okay, when you talk about the quote independent, I don't think I'll go there, because I know this is something that will create a society that we don't want. Even you, ule uko independent leo, tukikupea the next 50 years, you see the people you've raised to also maybe be independent like you wanted to be, hautapenda. So let us not go there, but the other one would be good for us. So what I'm saying, I'm talking of I would encourage somebody to be independent, the true independent, in terms of, this is a woman ambaye hata kama mwanaume atamwambia kae nyumbani, she can face that challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm not encouraging men to just let women sit there and wait for what you're going to provide. Because unajua hata iwezekani. Practically for now it is not possible. Because we need to contribute to each other. So when I'm talking about independent woman, I'm talking about that woman ambaye hata akiambiwa pale kukaa nyumbani, bado atapanda sukuma pale kwa garden yake, na ataenda kuiuza ama atauzia neighbors, na atasupply kitu nyumbani.
Yeah.
So that is an independent woman. So I would encourage that. ambaye hata because I'm saying zile challenges ambazo zinaweza kuwa, because men have observed and have seen that if we have money we are going to be big headed, then they say go sit back at home, I don't want you to go job. Then I can stay at home, but I can do something with my staying at home. You see, so that I'm really an independent woman. So I would encourage that. But the other one, because I'm just financially independent, I'm intellectually independent, that is what makes me to be an independent woman, I don't think we can go there. Because if we go there, we're going to spoil our society. So I would be for the other one, but not the quoted one.
Now, as you wind up, your encouragement or your advice to women out there who think that they are independent just because they have money, and those who have become rude because they think they're independent in terms of money, because in most cases that is where women go wrong. They think that being independent is all about money. Your advice to them, and also to men, how they should handle independent women.
Okay, for women who are independent, the quoted one, I think there is something that you're still missing to be fully independent. And this is what we want to address. If you're going to go that direction, I'm not forcing you maybe to get married, because it's like we are feeling if we are married, that is when we are independent enough. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying this woman who can face the challenges.
Yes.
Because I know maybe the reason why somebody wants to just have money and education and leave it at that is because there are things that when we get into getting a family would really take us, will take much of us. Or maybe the emotions that I was talking about. Maybe there is how you don't want people to know much about your emotions. And so you decide that let me just hide in this cocoon of, I'm not interested in anything. So I would advise you out there that, being independent means you can face those challenges that you feel you cannot face. Or you feel let other people ambao hawajijui wakabiliane nazo. Even as much as you know yourself, there is something that you're still missing. So if you're going to face those same challenges that you're saying these other people can face. So I'm just trying to tell you that hata yule mama mwenye amekaa tu kwake nyumbani, hajaenda shule, lakini raise a family, because we know katika hiyo familia yake kutatoka lawyer, pia wako ni lawyer, but utapata kwamba vile wana live in that society will really differ. You see, so what I'm saying is that before we reach there, before we get there, and maybe you start even getting regrets, there is something you can do. You can face those challenges, by even coming out of that box that you're closing yourself into, so that the society can get the best. Because we are talking about independent woman is somebody who can produce, and the production that you're bringing should be the best. Let us not get production that is not good. For those people who maybe what did we say? Those are the women who are thinking that was it financial stability alone, or maybe getting to school alone is the only thing that they need to do. Please, you can up your game and do other things. Because if you just remain there, the independence is not complete yet. We have the men who are facing the women who are independent in the quoted area, who are maybe proud and, they are making you feel like you're not the head of that home. Please, you can also be independent. You can help them by, doing what they don't expect you to do. And then in that, get to their level by doing the right thing. Because I know something that encounters every evil is the right thing. So when you do the right thing, you'll find that you'll counter that evil very easily. And like maybe ukifungua mkono hautasaidia, you'll end up that umeharibu that marriage. We don't want all these marriages to be spoiled. We want some of them to be here so that we can attest to the goodness of God. So what you're going to do is, as much as she feels that she's up there, you can face her by doing the right thing, maybe trying to lie low so that you get to her. Because I know the moment utarudi chini, she will also come back to your level. And that is where now you will get her. And once you get her, there is something that you can do once you are in that normal level. And then again, when these issues come up, isiwe kwamba unaanza kuonyesha ni kana kwamba you want to prove you are now the head by doing things that are not supposed to be done. But just do the right thing, as I've just said. Advise these ladies as well, because God has brought them before you or to you so that you can help them. Ili kwamba wawe watu wazuri kwa society. Because the moment she's doing this to you, know that she's also doing this to other men out there. And it will land you into the wrong place. And these are the people I'm saying, maybe they're in the society and they are putting things that are wrong into our children unknowingly. So you might be having this kind of wife at home who is independent, and this thing is overflowing even into the society, and there are other children or young men or women that she is spoiling out there. So if you're going to bring her back to her normal level, utakuwa umesaidia na society.
Yes. Thank you so much, Irene, and thank you so much to our viewers for being with us since the start of this program, Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. Our discussion today was an independent woman, and I hope that Irene has explained well, because there is a misunderstanding about an independent woman, and many think that being independent is only about having money, kukuwa na pesa, being financially stable. But Irene has mentioned a few things and other things that can also define an independent woman, and I hope that you've picked some. Thank you so much for those who engage with us via our phone number, which is 0746 99841, and also those who engage with us through our social media platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Much appreciation. We're going to stop there for today, but we'll see you next time.